Talk about that because just having Wale on your theme song, just in general, it's kind of like crazy considering he's a wrestling fan, you're a wrestling fan, but kind of like making all of this work. Like, what can you talk about in terms of like the creation of that actual song itself?
Yeah, man, that's to me. That's like one of the with my singles run. That feels like it helped to set me on my path. Just having that Wale joint. So it started around last year, actually about a year ago, when I think it was maybe September. I don't remember exactly, but around the time that we had that backstage with me and Kof, where Kof was hurt and said, you know, I give you my blessing, essentially, to go off and do your thing. But pretty much right after that, you know, I heard from Kevin Dunn, and it was essentially like, hey, we want to come up with a new theme and think about it. And initially, I thought, you know, maybe we do just like remix the current New Day theme and put Wale on. But then they wanted a whole new track. But it was like for me, it was easy. The first thing, as soon as I heard, oh, solo theme, Wale. Does Wale want to do it? Does Wale get Wale? But like even before then, Neil Lowy, who I'm sure with WWE Music, he reached out and like even before I could say I wanted Wale on it, he suggested Wale because everyone, I mean, he already knew that's my go-to. So yeah, I mean, the beautiful thing was I actually got to be a part of the process, and you know, we started with the beat and was able to kind of give my feedback from time to time and kind of like play with things a little bit, and then just being able to talk with Wale, who is like family, um, you know, a brother, a friend, all that. You know, he reached out and it was weird for him to ask me for notes because I'm like, bro, you're Wale. You don't just you know me, you know the product, you know what a good theme song sounds like.
Yeah.
Man, whatever you do, I know it's gonna be fire. And yeah, he killed it. And the nice part is, so I also like I've been reflecting a lot because we just came back from this European tour and the UK tour. Just we just had 4 dates. Typically, it's 10 to 12. You know, before the pandemic, but I'm in this position now where I'm closing the shows, being the main event, and then you know, glad handing afterwards, shaking hands and doing autographs. So just hearing that Wale song on loop for like 15 minutes, you know, for some reason, you know, when you go out there, I'm usually just in the zone. I'm focused on whatever it is, and then you move on. But I think just
Mm-hmm.
hearing the song over and over, that was like the first time. This week was the first time it really set in, where I was able to hear it over and over, and I was like, that's a damn good song. That's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
best of the
More than that, it's yours. You know, it's yours, and that's the most important part. As far as the creative process of it, like did Vince hear it? Was he you know, did he rock with it? Was he like, oh, I'm playing this in the car?
I have a vivid memory of Vince first hearing the New Day song because we all heard it together, which is very funny to me in the moment. But I don't remember him a moment where we talked about the song or anything. It was just kind of I think I went mostly through Kevin Dunn and Neil Lowy, and everyone like was happy with it and signed off on it. So it wasn't it actually? I do remember the one thing I remember that this is not Vince related, but I do remember coming up with the song, and then I think we were going to play it. I think it was I don't remember when it was actually, but we were going to play it initially, but it wasn't right. So we just took the time to get it right to tweak things. I think initially actually Wale didn't come in until maybe 20 to 30 seconds in, like you didn't hear any Wale whatsoever. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought like it's not a 3 minute track where I can sit down on my phone and like that's not I mean it's available online to do that, but that's not its sole purpose. You know, there are often times where you'll come out and maybe we'll go to commercial break 20 seconds in, you know, 30 seconds in. I wanted to make sure that people heard Wale immediately. So we did go back and we got Wale to open to like you know pretty much the first thing you hear is Wale's voice and then having him spit as opposed to starting with the hook. So yeah, we were able to make some tweaks. So it actually probably it might have been it was probably a couple months before it actually debuted, just because I wanted to retool things and make sure it was right. Because that hopefully, you know, for the rest of my singles run, hopefully for several years, that'll be the song. So I wanted to make sure it was right.
Right.
Oh my God! Come on now, production credits on the song,
Right.
changing around, send them.
I don't
Um,
hey, Wale joked years ago about you know hooking me up with an AR job, A&R job, and I told him I am not the one. I love hip hop. I'm a hip hop head, but don't ask me to make any decisions because I don't know what I'm doing. But I appreciate it being able to be involved in the creation of the song is dope.
well, what's your favorite kind of albums of the year? I know Wale just came out with that Falarin too, but like you talk about being a music head. What are you kind of listening to? What's your favorite ones of the year? What do you like between all these tours and these dates? You're back on the road. What are you kind of listening to?
Definitely Floor Two, like you mentioned, is my album of the year. Can't forget the Tyler's album was incredible.
Mm.
I love the Isaiah Rashad. I've been waiting for that one for a minute. It felt like a while before he put some new music out, but he killed it with that one. I've also just on the R&B side, for some reason, just Mariah the Scientist has just really. I've
That
just
Woo!
one's
she's so dope.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'm really enjoying both out. Rock World and Master were both really really dope, and I listen to all the time. But yeah, those are kind of the few albums I'm listening to right now. I love Currency, so big Currency fan.
Mm.
Gotta that Harry Fraud album he dropped too was really dope. I kind of bounce around a lot too. James Blake, believe it or not, that I don't know if you've heard. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
heard James Blake,
Yeah.
but that album he dropped is excellent. It's incredible. I met him a few years ago at a Flatbush Zombies concert. So Juice just like had us briefly connect. But yeah, big fan. So I bounce around a little bit.